My name's Paula. I'm a small business owner. Business has been going for around 8 years. I'm also a mum of 2, so I'm really busy juggling many hats.
I'm Andrew. I'm a mechanical engineer by background. Also parent of 2. Busy with work, family life. I joined Paula's business about 3 years ago.
Not very well informed of what was going on with my finances with my previous advisor. And I think the reason why I went with my previous advisor was potentially because it was my first time investing. I went largely based on what my parents had done. This time, going with Fraser James, I did my own research, and then meeting James and actually having that personal touch that he gave, him having the time to really understand me and Andrew and our family, our goals, and just really the whole journey that we've had has been very personal. And I think that's been the reason why we've wanted to stay, but also the reason why we feel confident, I think, in investing. The business was doing well. We wanted to know what to do with that finance.
My first impressions were that he definitely really listened. Definitely my mindset was, we just want to invest to make more money. No idea what that was going to be for, and that was essentially the first question he said is, so you want to invest, like what is that money for? And that was such a useful grounding point to then think about, okay, now we can actually figure out how much we need, when we could stop working, and just plan everything out from that point backwards, which really gave a tangible goal to reach that had an end point. Working with Fraser James, what I value the most is the sort of sanity checks, having someone to bounce things off. We've had a lot of moments where there's kind of crazy ideas floating around, like me quitting my job, joining Paula's business when we had children. How much money are we going to save or spend? So there's a lot of factors in the air, and the fact that I can just tell all that to James and he'll figure it out is great. There's not enough space in my head to deal with all that as well as everything else we're dealing with. So that is a really valuable part of the process.
Sometimes I'll have an idea, Andrew will have an idea.
Yeah.
We're not disagreeing on each other's idea, but we'd like a third opinion. So we would jump on a call, and James is very honest. He would also say, actually, I don't agree with either of your ideas. This is the way I should go forward. And it's so nice to have someone who you can comfortably talk to about that kind of stuff. Because it solves so many things, and it stops us going round and round and round the houses at home. We met you when we didn't have children and we were professionals. We just bought a first house. We now have 2 children. We've gone through so much with you guys, and I think it's always nice to have someone you can go to just ask, this is what we're thinking, what do you think? I definitely don't think we would be in the financial stability we are in without Fraser James's advice, for sure.
I think when you're younger, it's easier to have much bigger impact on your life than when you're later in life. So, a small decision now can make a massive difference later. So since working with Fraser James, I definitely think about money more in the context of what is the money for. And it's not just about making more and more money, and that's the goal, because that never ends. Thinking about how much we need and then working back from there. So that has definitely significantly changed how I think about money and investing and my financial situation.
I've already recommended Fraser James, and I think when I was having those conversations, I think I see their uncertainty, how to move forward, as much as I saw the uncertainty myself beforehand. And I've almost just told them and reassured them that working with Fraser James will actually alleviate these uncertainties and make your life, your business much easier. You can focus more of your time working on your business and less of your time worrying about the financial side of things. But the thing is, money makes people nervous. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone thinks they know more than they probably do. They'll hear advice from their parents, they'll get advice from friends. So as soon as someone explains what they're doing with their finances, somebody has an opinion on that. Ultimately, I feel confident that we are doing the right thing with our finances.